Yo, what's up, guys and girls? Today, I actually want to talk just about business and life in general because I 100%, 1000% believe you want to create a business, you want to make a business that's designed around the dream life that you want to live, not the other way around. Okay, so most people they will launch a business and it will be like, fuck me, this is not what I imagined it would be. I'm working every single day of the week. I'm working way longer than I would just in a normal, 40-hour per week job. I have all this responsibility in the world. I'm not making as much money as I would have. I'm not even enjoying my life anymore, okay? I've seen that in many friends actually trying to start a business, and I haven't figured business out, okay? I'm not saying that, but the reason I started my business was entirely depending and just on the base that, hey, I want to live this life. Can I make a business that supports that life? Then that's all I need, okay? I don't need to be a mega fucking trizillionaire, whatever you want to call it. I just need a good life and I need to do the things that I want to be able to do, okay? So there is a lot that goes into this, but for me, it was I want location, I want time, and financial freedom. And the first thing is that this computer is actually doing is making you completely free, okay? When you can work from a computer, life just gets, so insanely easy, if I can say it that way. Now, my life was all about, hey, I want to play football for as long as I can, and I want to make sure that I have time and I don't have to call my boss and say, hey, I can't work on Saturday because I got a match, or hey, I can't come to work on a Thursday because I want to train, right? That was one of my main priorities. The other priority was that I didn't want to ask my boss to say, hey, can I go to, Spain for a week, or can I just have time off Thursday and Friday and Monday because I want to have like a prolonged weekend trip with the boys. I don't know, football trip in Germany or whatever we can call it, right? For me, it was just can I make a business that supports that life? And I think and I believe that 100% of people starting the business, they do it for two reasons, okay? It's either that they want to be a mega fucking billionaire, okay? They want to make as much money as possible. For me, that's not really relevant, okay? Now this is the wrong finger, but yeah, let's do the other one. The second one is that, hey, I actually want the freedom, all right? Most people fall in the lines between that, hey, I want to have as much as freedom as possible. I want to make as much money as possible. That might be reasonable. That might be possible. But in my mind, you don't need to choose either or, but you need to say what's most important for me, okay? And you got to do some uncomfortable shit throughout the business. I think that is where most people actually fail because they don't want to go through the uncomfortable things. They don't want to sign clients and they don't want to bear the fact that they can't generate them results so that it all falls on you and like stuff like that. They will always think about, oh, I have to call this, lead. I have to ask for the meeting. I have to sell them on the meeting. Then I have to take their money and then I have to go and perform. And if it doesn't work, then, it's my fault. You can look at that in two directions. You can either say, hey, yeah, that is my fault. Shit, I got to do better. I got to, just get better at business. And then say, cool, I love that. It's on me. I get to choose. I get to actually, go and do it another way so that I can get results. Or you can take it completely the different way. Say, fuck, I suck at this. I'm absolutely horrible. I should never have started the business. Now, this client has paid me money and I feel like I'm just being a thief or whatever, right? You see the two differences here. It really comes down to your mind in general. But I also don't want to say that you don't want to be a complete fucking, we call it like a pistol gunman, pistol salesman, sleazy car salesman. But you also want to have that, hey, you can get results for everybody and anybody. That's just the way of business. There's so many factors that goes into, hey, can this, e-commerce brand or this service-based business or whatever it is, like, do they have a good enough foundation for you to come in as an agency and actually get them to even higher standards, right? I've worked with possibly 100 different clients, and I promise you, I think maybe 60, maybe 65, 70% of those is what we've generated results for, okay? That means that there's like 30%. So if we take 100 clients, that means that there's 30 e-commerce brands or just, businesses in general that have wasted money on me. I'm not looking at it as, hey, they wasted money on me. I'm looking at it and say, hey, we are in this together. If I can't generate your results, there must be some other shit that is going on to your business. Because if I can do this for 70 other clients, there must be a reason why I can't do it for you, okay? That's how I look at it, right? Now, going back to the, circling around the business and the dream life that you want to live. I 100%, again, I mentioned this, I 100% believe you should live the life that you want to live, and then you should go and see, okay, how can I, navigate around life, and how can I design my life? For me, this was a business. For other people, it might go and live in the woods. For other people, it might be go and travel and work while you're traveling. I don't know what it's called, but you can like get paid and live for free if you do some charity work, if you want to go that route. For other people, it might just be, hey, get to study, get a degree, and then just work 9 to 5. That's completely fine if you want to do that. I've met many wonderful people, especially in terms of relationships, where the girls and the women are like, I don't want, a business. I don't want a business partner, because your life is so like disorganized and you're always on work, and then you're not working, and then, I don't know, you're on the other side of the country and you're working, blah, 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 blah. They much rather want the stability of say, hey, when I go to work, I meet, in the morning at 9 and I go home at 5. I want that. I want that stability. I want that, in the boxes. Like, hey, from Monday to Friday, I'm just working. On the weekends, I'm off. When you run a business, I would say maybe in the first 10 years, there's no way in hell that you have the stability that a 9 to 5 will have. But then, for example, after 3 years, that's a bachelor's, right? 3 years. Go invest into your business in 3 years to see where you're at. Now, after 5 years, that's a master's degree, right? So you have your own study, bachelor, master's in 5 years. If you still can't get success after 3 or 5 years, you might be doing something wrong, because that's how long it takes, at least here in Scandinavia, to get a bachelor's and a master's. Now, imagine you looking at this video, watching this, you're saying, hey, if I can't get this business up and running within 1 year and I'm a failure. No, you're not. You spend 1 year. That's like a third of a whole bachelor's, right? And before that, you went to school from when you were 5 years old until you were 20, until you graduated high school or some shit, okay? In business, you think you can get just from 1 year? It's absolutely, it's the wrong mindset. It's the completely wrong mindset, okay? So some people they want that, right? In business, you need at least 3 years. And then if you're still not making a profit, you might be doing something wrong. 5 years, you should be, very, you should be making 100, not 100, you should be making 30, 50K per month, okay? In your business revenue. Like, either you're doing something wrong. Now, after the 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you don't think you have that enormous freedom that we were all craving for, okay? If you don't have that after 10 years in business, 15, 20 years, that's what we are kind of, I want to say, sacrificing. I'm not really sacrificing anything at all, to be honest with you. I'm really not. I'm just looking at all of this. It's like, hey, I get to live my dream life while I'm building a business. Yes, I'm still making some other sacrifices. If I want to, I don't believe in sacrifices. It's just that right now where I'm at, I'm 28 years old. Yes, I'm looking at, finding the wife, getting the family house, getting the kids, whatever. But it will come in due time, okay? Right now, I'm still prioritizing a lot of different things because I want to set up my life for the next 40 years, okay? I'm not looking at just, Monday to Friday and having weekends. I'm not looking at it that way. But that's the way around business. And for everybody who wants to start the business, I'll leave you with this one thing, because I don't want this to be over 10 minutes, okay? When you start a business, you need, obviously, a computer, online business, right? But when you start a business, let me tell you this, like, straight up, you need a delusional self-confidence, okay? You absolutely need to be delusional in your self-belief, saying, hey, I can actually do this, okay? When life hits you and it knocks you down, and trust me, I know how to be knocked down, right? My life has been like up and down, roller coaster shit, right? I have never, ever, ever doubted myself in terms of, hey, can I actually get success with this business? And I'm not coming from a business family at all, right? Okay, just raised middle class, like lower than middle class, okay? I'm from the slums of Denmark, let's call it that. Not really slums, but yeah, lower middle class. I've always had the absolutely delusional confidence that I can make this business work because I am the one responsible for it. And you need to think about that way too, okay? If you're responsible for your life, how would you how would you like your life turn out to be?